Hello, this is Mr. Warren, and this is just a quick run-through video of how to get started in BOH Form 1. Okay, so when you log in, you're going to see every day, you're going to see an announcement area right here, and I like to include all the really important stuff right here. So you want to be checking that as much as you can. So right now it just has the announcements for the orientation. I'm assuming that you guys have done that or know a lot about that. Over here, you'll see some of the deadlines and upcoming events. So at the top of the screen, I'll show you the assignments area in a second. But any due dates I've set up are here. You'll notice that my due dates are at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. So that's when I like to set those up. If you need to go outside of that, let me know. If you want a few extra hours, or if it's a day or so for smaller assignments, I'm fairly flexible if you get in contact with me first. The only thing I cannot be flexible on is your final project and paper. Okay, so I'll talk about that a bit more in a minute. But you're going to see a bunch of icons along the top here. We don't use everything up here. The virtual meeting, we're not using that, so you don't have to worry about that. Course home just takes you here. The content area, I'm going to show you that first. So we're going to go in there. I'm going to show you where to get started. When you log in tomorrow, you should see all of this stuff listed. Okay, so right now, if you log in the morning during your orientation, you might not see all of that. Tomorrow, I've got Unit 1 and 2 ready to go. I'm fairly certain about what I'm going to do for these, but I may not release those until later in the day. So if you only see a couple of units, don't worry about it. By the end of the day, you should see everything. Okay? So where you're going to want to start, if you haven't done the orientation yet, is the course information. Okay? So there's a course description there, and there's a course outline. So when you click on that, it'll take you to an outline that I did a couple of days ago. It shows you the units and how the categories are done. They're all pretty evenly spread out. There's a presentation and a paper for this course, and both of them are linked, and you can start them anytime you want. So they're not due until the end of the course, but you can start them anytime you want, okay? There is usually an exam for this class, so if you see anything in the content about an exam, you can ignore that. All we're worried about is this presentation and paper, okay? There usually is an exam, but I canceled it for this semester. The next thing you want to pay really close attention to, you want to save it, print it off if you have to, is this BOH work pace chart, okay? So there should be an announcement about this one tomorrow. This is really important. This basically has your entire course summarized on one page right there for you, or at least everything that I'm marking, okay? So what I really want to highlight here, first of all, is the full disclosure date. So full disclosure is basically, if you are in this course after this time, whatever mark you get in this course will show up on a report card. So if you decide that on the 16th or the 20th of August you're going to drop out, this mark will show up on your report card. However, if you decide on August 12th that you do not want to do this course anymore, it's not going to work out, or whatever's going on, and you do not want this attempt to show up on a report card, you need to send me a PDF form filled in by you and or your parents. You read the form, you'll see the details there, and it's got to be sent back to me in the email by 8 a.m. on that day, and then I will forward it to the person at the Durham District School Board for you so that it gets to the right person, okay? So that's pretty important, okay? So you really have to be cognizant of this date as grade 12 students if you don't want this on your report card, okay? So that's the first thing I'll really highlight there for you. So more details about that will come later on, but I want to make sure you know about that date, okay? These are the assignments I'm going to be marking in this course. When you go through the course content, you're going to see there are some assignments listed there, and I will show you that in a second. That shows formative, not for marks. So these are the only things I'm marking, okay? So these are all the assignments. If you have a question about one of these assignments and you want to send me an email, I need this assignment abbreviation in that email, okay? That is extremely important. I said the same thing last semester, and I had kids who totally ignored that, and I would get an email saying, I need help on the business assignment in Unit 2. And I mean, that doesn't tell me a whole lot. Okay, so I need that abbreviation. Okay, that makes sure that you and I are talking about the same assignment. Okay, so I went through all the hard work to make sure that those abbreviations are put there. You need to have those in your email for any questions that you have. And then the name of the assignment right here, and I'll put a little letter at the end here to show you which category I'm marking that out of. Okay. Over here, you'll see the submission method. I'm going to show you that in a second, but when you see discussion, that means that's an activity that you do in the discussion forum. Okay, so I'll show you that in a minute. If you see something that says Dropbox under submission method, that goes to the assignments folder. Okay, and I will show you that in a minute as well. Okay, and then of course there are the due dates. Okay, so when you see due dates on there, assume that those are 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Okay. You're also going to see quizzes. Okay, so if you come up here, you'll see that there's a quiz function. Okay, so your quizzes will be found there. Again, because it's summer and I want to keep things as flexible as I can, because I'm a flexible person, I'm as flexible as I can be. So if I'm saying that I'm firm, I have to be firm. Okay. You'll see I've put a range of dates on there. All right. So that's when the quizzes are available to you. You get one shot to do it, and they have a time limit. So if you get into the quiz, you have one shot, and you decide to go in on August 15th, you get one shot to do it. It'll be 30 minutes or so, whatever the quiz says, and then you're done. Okay, you don't get more shots at it until the 17th. You get one shot, but you don't have to do the quiz until the 17th. I'm right here. 6 o'clock is the shutdown date for my quizzes. Okay, so I've given you a range just in case you're doing things over the summer and you got a job or things like that. So I don't like having quizzes available for just a few hours in a day because you guys are taking summer courses for a reason. I want to honor that as much as I can. Okay, so when you see the ranges there for dates, that's what that means. Okay. One thing about quizzes, okay, I told you a few minutes ago that I don't, these are the assignments I am marking, but when you go through the course content in here, I don't mark everything. Just as a heads up, the quizzes may be covering content that I didn't mark. So when you do a quiz, make sure that you've gone through that content. Maybe you didn't do the assignment, but make sure that you've gone through the content so that if it's included in a quiz, you know how to do that. Okay? So you're going to go down through all of this stuff. And finally, you're going to see the final summit evaluation. That is due at noon, August 22nd. If that date, if you're looking at that going, oh my goodness, I'm at Wasaga Beach or I'm traveling or I'm doing something and I'm not going to be back until 23rd, I can't give you an extension until the 23rd. You need to get that stuff into me before the 22nd. So this is the reason why I'm opening up the content for you early and I'm opening up that assignment for you early. And it's the reason why I'm not doing an exam. I want to be as flexible as I can, but that deadline is extremely important. Okay. I have deadlines. These things are your paper and your presentation is going to be hard to mark. And just so you know, if you the presentation is just a PowerPoint, you're not actually presenting or doing any video work for the class. If you want to change up the PowerPoint presentation a little bit, like you want to do a video or something instead, email me. I'm flexible about the presentation part, but the paper, I'm not. So you'll see the details on the paper later on or tomorrow when you jump ahead. So that is the work page chart. So the course information, I'm going to go back here again. I'm going to see what else is there. So the outline was important. The work page chart, we just spent a lot of time talking about that. Syllabus, assessment, course materials. Make sure that you have Microsoft Office or you're able to edit Microsoft Office materials. I'm using a Windows PC. If you send me stuff in a Mac format, I cannot open it, and you're not meeting the course materials requirements. In the email I just sent everybody, I actually gave you some information on that may help you if you do not have some software to do this. If you use Google Docs, that works as well, but it's a bit more finicky. You have to download the files and re-upload them, okay? Anyways, that's that part, okay? So that's the content. I'll go through some of the assignments. So Foundations and Management draft. Right now it's draft because you can't see it. But what I would do is you click on Unit 1 and you're just going to work your way through the course. You're going to read all the stuff. All the good stuff is in the content area right there. These quizzes are just for fun. In here, under the check your understanding, you're not submitting those. And you go to the assignment. Now, when you get to the assignment, take a really close look. So you'll say assignment or assignment. So if it just says assignment and there's nothing after it, doesn't say formative, I'm marking it. Okay. And you're going to go through here and you're going to do a discussion. So this one is actually a discussion that you're going to work on. Okay. The discussions I'm fairly particular about you guys doing on the right time as well, because a discussion is no good if someone jumps back a week later and adds something to it. Then you're just basically checking off the box. I really enjoy the discussions, and I do mark them as well, okay? All right. Let's go back to Unit 1 here. So there's some more assignments right there. I'll just head into Activity 4 for a second. Actually, I'll jump up to the assignment right here. Okay, so this is another assignment that you do, and that's a discussion as well. I'm going to see if I can find one that I didn't get you folks to mark, complete. That won't be marking. Let's see if I do 3. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about here. So Unit 1, Activity 3, Management Theories. Okay, this is an assignment that I usually do, but in a short course like this, with the short amount of time we have to sort of pick and choose the most important stuff we're going to mark. So there is a discussion forum for it. I'm not sure if I turned it on or not, but what you're looking for is this. If it says formative and not for marks, you do not have to do the assignment. I'm not marking it, okay? So you got to make sure that you pay really close attention to that. But like I said, the quizzes may ask you content that was listed here, okay? So don't jump to the assignment and go, oh, he's not marking this. I'm skipping Activity 1 and I'm skipping the content. You don't want to do that, okay? What you want to do is, okay, well, I won't do the assignment, but I'm going to go through the content. And you do want to make sure that you go over that content before you do your quizzes for that unit, okay? So that's another piece of advice right there. Again, please don't email me, you know, management theories. I have a question about management theories. Give me the assignment title that's, or the abbreviation that was on the work page chart, okay? So again, don't use those titles to ask questions. You need to use these abbreviations. That's very important. Okay, I'll go back to that again. All right, discussions. I go over to discussions right here. Pretty straightforward. You may see some discussions here. I've got some hid away. Some of these are moderated, which means I have to approve them before they go up. We're not doing all of these discussions formally, but you're welcome to do them if you want. Make sure that you're doing the discussions. Right now, the orientation one's pretty quiet. I do like those. The assignments folder. Okay, so this is where you're going to be uploading anything that says Dropbox. This is where you're going to put your stuff. And this is what it looks like as a teacher right now. So right now you can see total submissions and everything else. Yours wouldn't look like this. So right now I'm going to go into student mode. So I'm going to view as student. So now I'm in as a student. You can see this is what it looks like for you guys. So right here you'll see your due dates. Those due dates right there all correspond to that work page chart I gave you. And they also show up on the front page. So you go to course home right there. And all these due dates you see listed right here, they are actually generated from this page right here. Okay. If you submit assignment in here, it'll actually show if you've submitted or not. So submissions, right? If it says 0, it means you didn't put anything in for that assignment. Okay. I will get students who will ask me, for example, sir, did I do all the assignments? And I'm like, you know, why aren't you popping through here and making sure that you've checked for zeros on your own? Okay, so make sure that you're checking here on your own. I don't like questions like, do I have all my work done? You should know. Okay, and here's another very important thing. Okay, sometimes students put assignments wherever they feel like. So some student might basically take Unit 1, Activity 5, Assignment 1, and they'll pop it in there. So I'll go into Market and I'll see 2 or 3 assignments all listed here that should have been posted over here somewhere. Don't do that. Okay, you want to post those to the proper folder, because I don't go looking for your stuff. If I go to mark your assignment here and I see that you put this one and this one in there, I'll only mark this one. I might make a comment saying you may need to take those and resubmit them to your other folders, but it's not, I mean, I've got everything organized for you. You need to follow it. Okay. I'm not being mean right there. That's pretty standard operating procedure, because there's going to be close to 40 of you guys. I cannot keep you organized. You need to keep yourselves organized. I've spent the last 4 or 5 days going through all these things. I've picked as many due dates that didn't collide with a lot of things that go on over summers and things. I've been fairly thoughtful on the due dates and naming the assignments and putting together that chart for everybody. Okay, so that's important. Okay, so that's what it looks like for you guys. So you'll know if you've handled it or not. If you want to know if it's the right one, you can click on it and you can go and check. Okay, what I'll do is I tend to wait until most of the or all the assignments have come in from the class before I mark them. So if I got 35 kids in the class and I check here and I see only 15 people have handed them in, I'm probably going to wait until I get close to 30 before I actually do it, because that way it's fresh in my mind what the requirements are. I'm being very consistent. I'm checking for all the same things. I want to be as fair to everybody as I can. So I do wait for all the stuff to come in, which is another reason why we need to stick to these due dates. Okay. Quizzes. So when you click on quizzes, right now we're in as a student, you'll see some future quizzes right there. They show the availability and they show when they close down. Okay. You see an exam right there. That's from last semester. We are not doing an exam. If you see something there about an exam, you're not doing that. Don't freak out. Okay. I think that is most of what I have to say. Oh, one last thing. I'm going to talk about emails. Okay, so I'm going to get out of this student view. The email. So email is very important. I do expect you to be checking your email every single day. I just sent an email to everybody and I've asked you to read through everything and reply back. So when you click up here, you'll see a little orange dot like this if you have a new email. Please don't use the instant messages function. Okay, I find that really annoying to use, and I use my emails to help keep organized. So if I have an email from a student and I want to reply back to it, and I read it and I go, you know what, I don't know the answer to that question. What I'll do is I will flag it and I will actually mark it as on read so that every time I log into my email, I can see there's an on read email. I can't do that easily with that instant message function. Okay, so I don't like the instant message function. Do not use that. Use emails. Okay, that's pretty important. Okay, so that's something that I do ask. And a virtual meeting we're not using. What else can I say? That's about it. Uh, the announcements, make sure you check that every day. Keep checking for your emails. Don't ignore those. And make sure you're submitting your assignments to the right folders. Content, again, that work pace chart is probably one of the most important things you're going to look at right away. And to be honest with you, you already have a copy of this in your email, so you should have gotten it here. I'm going to post it to the announcements, and it's also in your email. So it's pretty pretty organized, I think. So that's it. I don't have anything else to say except for welcome everybody. I'm glad to have everybody here, and I'm really looking forward to the semester. And I'm going to try to do some more YouTube videos. I think it adds a bit of a personal touch to things. But right now, that's it. I'm going to get this video uploaded to YouTube, and I'll get it on the announcements for tomorrow morning, so that you can go, so that you guys will see it. And that's it. Thank you.